Hi! Hello ladies and poor bastards hacking away at those salt mines. We return to our Hearthstone Free-to-Play extravaganza. I have done my due diligence and kept the quest list clear, you know, doing at least one a day, so that is what you're going to be seeing right here. And also, I've just been going to casual mode and just getting those pathetic games out that are really sad. But what can you do? There's nothing you can do. This is the true free-to-play experience, super low power level and all. I'm not going to rank, but I do plan to go into rank off cameras because, like, I think I have explained this. I don't know if I did or not. It might be in the one that I deleted. I do need to place a bunch off camera because there's no way I can record and post. It would be like 60 episodes just to get to rank 10 or rank 15. So there will be some interim in between episodes progress, but there will be never anything significant, as in the sense I will only touch the deck on camera. I will only do arena on camera. Mostly this whole free-to-play experience, you're going to see a lot of arena. Let's continue our fantastic Mage. This is not the deck, this is just the super cheap, the one that you're seeing on the overlay. It is the super cheap piece of garbage deck that I did for the priest to be able to play a little bit and do a few quests, do the 30 class card quest. But since we have 2 wins of Mage Arena, hopefully we can get them here. 2 wins of Mage class. Hopefully we can get them here. I need to reacquaint myself with this deck. It's been a little while since we played the last arena, so let me make sure. I'm pretty sure this was the deck that we were being carried by these 2 meteors. Everything else was somewhat mediocre. I would say this deck was mediocre, tending to alright. Hopefully, with the exception of those 2 meteors, the meteors are really helping me out. But we also have some real stinkers in there, like the Frostwolf Grunt or the 4 mana 3/3. A whole bunch of these cards are really not exciting. I am tempted to just keep that Cold Wraith. I think I will, because I should maybe mulligan aggressively for a 1 or 2 drop, but I feel it's just fine to keep that free. Especially since I'm going first, it should be alright. I have had too many bad experiences where I mulligan aggressively, throw out a 3, and I end up with a super duper heavy hand that can do nothing but throw into the trash after I get utterly pummeled by the opposition. So hopefully Mr. Not a Bit Off, not a Bidoof, Mr. Not a Bidoof is not going to absolutely trounce me. What was that? Hallucination comes from your opponent's class. Alright, I guess we can pull out the Ice Walker. And the Cold Wraith is not going to go off of this Ice Walker, but hopefully I'll get a better 3-drop, such as nothing else that I have in my deck. The Gluttonous Ooze. I guess I would totally play the Gluttonous Ooze just to kill that, to destroy that charge of the dagger. Force him to thingy. Maybe even just freeze his face. Nah. The tempo is too important. Let's just do this. You get too hung up trying to get that fantastic value out of things. I'm not going to fall into that trap. I would rather just have the body on the board. I think most of the time you're going to not regret that. If it takes an eviscerate, if it takes a whole bunch of damage, I'm okay with that. Having the body is better than getting totally destroyed. And now we might even get rewarded with this Cold Wraith. But now he can actually freeze it. He can freeze that Cold Wraith. Probably just put this out. Just put that body out. I don't have that many elementals, and the alternative is playing nothing. The alternative is killing a 1/1. Killing a 3/4, you could argue that's a great play. But instead I'm just going to put the body out there and not worry too much about value. I don't think I'm okay with that. And, kill the 3/4? Or just go face? If I go face, I lose the 5/4. but I keep these two. Decisions are hard. I think I'll just force him I'll just force him to decide and use the dagger if he wants to kill that 1/1. If he wants to kill all that stuff, he will have the dagger. I am quite the proponent. I will be pretty aggressive. Oh wow, that is such a great punish. That's a fantastic punish. I did not realize that could happen. Of course, you know, with the new cards, I am going to suck ass at preventing bad things from happening. But hey, we do get to play this souped up Solver Stone Shaper, so I'm okay with that. I totally could have prevented what just happened. The Tolver will take it, man. I'm fine with this trade. Let's just do it. Just keep smacking the face. I will be pretty damn aggressive, especially against classes that use health as a resource. You want to get their health down quite a bit. The Warlock is almost vital to get the Warlock go face as much as you can. Of course, if you don't have good trades. If you had a really good trade setup, well, don't go face, you fool. But, see, I don't think that was a bad play at all, what I did. So I'm feeling good about myself. So now, a meteor is a possibility, but is it worth it? I don't think it is. Probably just a fireball there and go full face, full frontal here. That pulls the row down to 14. Alternative is to keep the fireball so that way I can meteor his ass and then burn him. Another thing I can do is pull down the big time Racketeer and do nothing. I think I'll rather be aggressive. Too bad this Bookworm is never going to be activated. But the trade here is far too good. I need to take this trade. I mean, this trade is fantastic, so we gotta, you know, it feels pretty good about being a little greedy earlier, going face. Now I got super rewarded by getting the fantastic trade right here, using the Divine Shield. This is a valid meteor, in the sense that it's enormous tempo. Alternatively, of course, it's a 1-for-1, so it's not super great. Alternatively, make my own big time Racketeer and kill the 1/1 with the taunt, so that way this guy is not in danger. I'm okay with that. Doesn't sound like a bad plan. Wow. Well, that was unfortunate, but thankfully he went for the straight trade instead of going value, so I'm happy about that. Let's just pull down the Cabal Chemist, and hopefully we'll get something amazing out of it. Good betrayal positioning completely by accident. Don't think that I was keeping track of that. This is an okay trade with the Fire Blast. It feels wrong not to go face at all times. But since I have this meteor, it makes all the sense in the world. I'm going to put the spell power here because this is the worst trade. So let's do that and just go face. And the reason I'm going face is because the meteor will destroy this Kodo, because he's going to go against that 3/3 or that 3/2. He needs to trade. Otherwise, I will obliterate him. So I am all in the aggression. So what I'm trying to do here is, he takes a trade, it's going to be a shit trade, and then the meteor comes down and destroys his ass. Did not count on getting this. This is like anti-meteor city right here, but I can simply go full frontal again. I do have a giant amount of damage here. I could go all out, pull the 2. I think this is an okay way to go. Although it will destroy all my stuff. Perhaps not the greatest idea. Just pull out the legendaries, maybe? He has no real way of making these guys... Basically, what he just did is prevent my meteor from landing, right? So, I think what we need to do is overwhelm him with bodies. Do that. Take this super easy trade. Go face. And just throw as many bodies as possible. We have lethal on the board, even if he kills one of these guys. So, this is the best choice, I think. That Cindergosa, amazing little dudes right there. Totally prevented me from my meteor plan, but it was a good plan. I was foiled by a random legendary. Oh, come on, don't be able to... I hope he has no option to... Oh, jeez, that's bad. But at least we can meteor that, and hopefully... We can certainly meteor that, and that will totally... hopefully he will not pull out a frickin' taunt out of that. I can also take the extra risk of throwing the meteor down here, but that'll be silly because I have the extra fire blast damage. So we're going to do this because the volcanic potion will destroy my own stuff, and we're going to try to get that two-turn lethal here. Don't have... Oh, it's to the hand! Oh shit, I should have read that a little closely. But we have to do this. 5, 8 is 12, I mean 13, 15, 17. He needs to have 13 damage in hand to be able to survive this. We have to do this. We have lethal with the fire blast. If he can heal himself, if he can pull... Just to heal himself. That is the only way he can win here. If he can heal himself. Hey, sweet deal. What was a risky play, indeed. If I had realized, if I had remembered, or if I had actually read that those guys are, they goes to hand and not comes into play, I would have been way more eager to destroy his anus. Why does this count? The Dark Soul quest, I don't know. Anyway, let's find another victim. I was very quickly losing control of that board, but we did have all that AoE to fall back on, so I wasn't feeling super threatened by all this stuff on the board. Thankfully, though, he had no idea to heal himself. But what I'm saying is, if he had been able to heal himself, we had not automatically lost the game. It would have just made it way harder to win, but with the AoE, with the Volcanic Potion, I'm feeling okay with what happened. Oh boy, we have Matmog here. Paladins have been historically extremely good in Arena since Ungoro, but I don't know how much better or worse they fare in the new expansion. I don't think it's all that into expansion to even consider that as a factor one way or another. By the way, if you find my commentary slightly faltering, once again, I am recording this after work, and that normally means that my brain is just fried from looking at numbers and letters every day, all day long, so I might not make as much sense, and I might be way slower than usual. Alright, I had to actually read that card because I have not seen it all that often. So we could take this Dirty Rat risk and lose the game, so I will rather not. Let's put down that Ice Walker past the turn. It feels fine to me, especially since I have a no turn free play. I will feel perfectly fine just using the Ice Walker and the Fire Blast to get rid of whatever the hell he plays.
Move quickly.
Here we have Matmog making some really difficult 2-mana decisions. I'm not even making fun. It's like sometimes, man, sometimes it's really hard to decide how to go on forward, especially considering that the first turns in Arena are super important. So don't really blame Matmog for having a hard decision to make here. That being said, kind of salty about this current situation. I suppose I will simply Fire Blast that disgusting dog. At the very least, we can kill the filthy dog and feel good about ourselves. Not super pleased about losing this, what's even his name? The Ice Walker, but It's okay, got the trade, did not have anything to do on turn 3, so I suppose that is better than sucking on my... One good part of heavily edited videos is I can edit things for mild chuckles. Matt Mogg has finally decided that he wanted to kill my little guy. I have no turn 4 play and I will not play this dirty rat onto this board, so please, give me something awesome. I suppose the dirty rat is valid, but he had no turn 3 play, which means that he has 4 mana or more minions in his hand. So it would be kind of dumb to play that dirty rat into it. It will just pull down a 4-drop, and what do I do about it? Absolutely nothing. 4-drop on the best case scenario. He might have something enormous in his hand. That dirty rat could easily lose me the game if I had played it, so... Gotta hold it in hand. The dirty rat is quite the liability in Arena. It's something that you want to play way later and just hope. Or either that, or maybe on 6 mana, having this polymorph pull something huge out of his hand. That will be fantastic. Maybe that will be our turn 6 play, if this big time Racketeer doesn't have something to do. At least now we have the Silver Hand Recruit. Oh, that's such a nice one. Not very great, but it's like having Argent Squire with some... It's exactly like having an Argent Squire with a benefit. So, certainly not the worst thing that could have happened. Pull down that Silverhand Knight. I have no other play for you, so that is what I need to do. Thankfully, though, all trades are awkward here, so not terribly displeased with the state of the board as it stands. Boy, do I wish I had one of those. Did I reject one of those because there was AoE on the offer in Arena? It might have been this. It might have been a different Arena run, but I'm pretty sure I did make that decision of rejecting the Boom Squad in favor of a better AoE. One way or another, a 1-attack minion is fine. A 6/6 is also fine. So hopefully one of these will stay on the board and we'll be able to Bone Mare. I don't think I had very much any other good play here other than the big time Racketeer. I could have used the Fire Blast on the 3/1, but that seems really wasteful, especially considering that I had nothing on 4 mana, so it would have been a 6 mana Fire Blast. It would have been absolutely atrocious. So I'm okay with losing this beautiful little friend to the entire board here. I doubt, though, that he has no way of answering it, so I suppose that I am awaiting my demise. Man. Good stuff. I really wish that the Volcanic Potion would materialize into my hand. He got a really good trade out of that. Fantastic trade. Thankfully, though, we did get a body for the Bone Mare, so not all is lost. Oh, no, that's right. He had an attack with the Boom Squad, so never mind. The Bone Mare remains unused. Obviously not going to play it on an empty board. This Meteor, though, this Meteor could be fantastic. And, in fact, I'm hopefully going to catch something enormous with it. That being said, very disappointing hand right now. Could go for the dirty rat play, and I think I'm going to do that.
What to do?
If something huge comes down, I have the polymorph. If something small comes down, no big deal. We'll meteor the crap out of it. So let's hope for something enormous. Hello, Tyrion. You're now a ship. See you later. I'm feeling pretty good about that. That went exactly the way we had it. You know, we had this narrative with the dirty rat, and everything that I said happened. So feeling pretty good about, if not the possible defeat that will happen here anyway, I feel pretty damn good about reading the situation with the dirty rat. Not like it's something overly complicated, but I am happy that they did not just throw it out there and deal with a Tyrion on turn 2.
I must move quickly. Let me think.
Matt Mogg has decided to trade, and I'm super cool with that. Very, very nice. Which kind of tells me he has no buffs in his hand, which is, you know, a very, very simple read, but it's a read nonetheless. He has no buffs in his hand. Man, this hand is just terrible, though. I suppose we are playing a 6-mana 3/6. This is where the the deck really falls apart, where I basically drew most of my really bad cards. What else is bad in here right now? The Frostborn Grunt will probably be the worst draw coming up. Everything else is looking pretty good. The Abomination will be fantastic. Skulking Guys would not be exciting. Where are you? You're new? Hero powers are disabled. That is a really good guy for him right now. I do have a Meteor though. Do I want to use this Meteor? Probably yes, because otherwise I will die a horrendous death. Like, he is getting me down a little too far down. Alternative, Bone Mare. I think the Bone Mare needs to happen here. And then kill this guy so I can Fire Blast one of these dudes. Or just kill the Servant of Kalimos. But the Bone Mare needs to happen. There we go. Servant of Kalimos is really good trade with the... with the Bone Mare, though. Let's see if he 4, that leaves it at 6. He gets to trade with these 3 people. It really doesn't matter, does it? Just remove power from the board. Oh, that's right, the hero power is disabled. That is the one reason to kill the other guy, but it does only leave a 1/1 on the board in a difference in the other world where I killed this guy. So you could argue one way or another. I don't think it was terrible to kill that thing. Maybe it would have been better to destroy one of these guys. Really, do this life with 1 health. Oh, jeez, that's such a terrible card. But hey, played on the Primal Fin Champion is a fantastic way to do it. Not something that is super exciting, though. Please, play something huge so I don't feel horrible about meteoring it. Divine Favor, wow. I was like, at least he's running out of cards. Well, that means that while I was close to stabilizing, now, oh jeez, he's gonna pull another freaking Tyrion out of that. Hopefully it will be a gigantic, maybe one of those tauns that have 7 attack. I don't know if there's one, but it would be nice to be able not to die to another Tyrion. So he's trading in, I'm cool with that. Like, that is the entire purpose of what is going on the board right now. And this means that really the board is not so bad anymore. Of course, my health is dropping a little too low. But this Charged Devilsaur is going to make my life that much easier. We want to destroy. It really doesn't matter, does it? Let's push that down. 3 damage. There's a 3 damage card that's just so the Bone Mare doesn't get hammered. We're going to kill that. That is, I think, the only way that Paladin can deal. I guess I'll Fire Blast that. That's the only way that Paladin can deal 3 damage from hand. The Hammer of Justice, whatever the hell it's called. Deal 3 damage, draw a card. So that's why I went for the Defender and Bone Mare trade. And then the Devil Sword to the 2/5. It didn't sound too bad to me. Of course, now this is more... It's the same vulnerability that I would have to a True Silver Champion. It just looks more tidy of a trade. But a True Silver Champion would indeed kill the Devil Sword. So, with the help of our little fella over here. So, one way or another, we're going to get a rough deal if he pulls a True Silver Champion. But we do have the fantastic Gluttonous Ooze, and hopefully we can also get that fantastic armor. I'm going to keep this Gluttonous Ooze for as very long as I can, because Paladins are guilty of having the best weapons in the game, or one of the best weapons in the game. Rattle is your opponent's turn. That's not terribly intimidating. Put a big minion in the middle. I dare you. Don't want to play into it, huh? So that's fight 2 is kind of upsetting. Perhaps to the point that I want to attack it because my health is absolutely atrocious. That being said, I mean, we have to destroy that guy. I cannot let 5 damage get into my face. So, as sad as that makes me, I might have to meteor this thing. That makes me super duper sad. But what can I do? There's nothing I can do about it. 7 and 5 is 12. Puts him at 15. That might be the only way I can win this.
I wonder.
It's the only way I can do it, right? Because the other way is a horrendous trade. So this needs to happen, as much as it pains me. Alternative though, Fire Blast this, and at least then the meteor hits here. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. That makes me salty. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it comes down the same one. Damn it. I was like, does it come down in the same spot? It does. Did I have time to attack? Oh, I could have sworn I clicked. Well, that sucks. One way or another, it was a rough deal. One way or another. It's not a fantastic turn that probably just made you pull your own hair out of your head. Hopefully, I will not die because I need not deal 5 damage to the face. But I had to do something like that. Otherwise, I would have been dead right now thanks to that concentration. Even then, he gets a fantastic trade here with the freaking ghoul. Nothing I can do about it, really. The 5 damage to the face is not going to be a factor, is it? It's just going to be death and destruction here. I do have the meteor that hopefully will carry me through this horrendous monstrosity. We still have not seen whatever he pulled from the taunt generator. Hopefully it's not a giant Tyrian. If he was a Tyrian, he would have used it. So probably now we're facing maybe an Ancient of Blossoms or something like that. Oh jeez, they have another. That's alright. No big deal. Just drawing a card. Of course, we're going to Fire Blast it. And then Tolvir Ethereal Arcanist. Very upsetting to find all this damage coming my way. Ancient of Blossoms is perfect. Actually, not for the mana, but absolutely. Perhaps a better use of the mana would have been the Ethereal Arcanist and the Tolvir Stone Shaper and then the Fire Blast and just take a little bit more damage. But I am far too afraid to damage from hand not to cast down that protection, especially because the trade here is favorable. So not something that it's kind of silly to try and establish the board when I don't actually have to, thanks to this 3/8. Hopefully he won't be able to deal with it. Okay, that is meteorable, I think. Considering the alternative is just eating ass. I don't think I can do anything other than meteor the crap out of the middle here. And that's fine. I'm surprised he did that, actually. That was kind of funky, but I'm cool with it. Meteor. Kaboom! I wouldn't normally, but we need to get rid of this board and get going with being capable of winning, of having control of this garbage. Like I said, meteors carry me to victory or to at least survival. I have the Ice Walker in hand, so obviously we're throwing down the Ethereal Arcanist. Hopefully next turn we have a hit for the Big Game Hunter. That'll be so great.
Put your faith in the
How can he not play that before? That is insane. Thankfully, though, we have the means to kill it. Except, he just completely boned me. So, what we're going to do... is freeze it. I have 2 means to freeze it. Yes, it's oh my goodness. Do I trade?
What to do?
He gets the new one. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is kill this one. Then freeze the new one. What's the mana here? 1, 2. That kills it. Then he gets the thing, so I need to throw that. So that's 5, 6. And then the Tolvir Stone Shaper. I don't think we're going to play that Tolvir Stone Shaper when it's activated. So we need to do this. Do the trade. There you go. Then the Gluttonous Ooze comes down. The Glacial Shard comes down. And the Ice Walker comes down, so we can freeze minions in the next turn too. I won that taunt from the Tolfair. Very important Gluttonous Zeus. I'm so happy that I had not gotten rid of it. Of course, now we're going to get boned again with the freaking whatever, the Ashbringer in the next turn. So we are on very much borrowed time right now. Oh jeez, man. Why you have to do this to me? We're on borrowed time right now, but hopefully we can survive this. Thanks to the Stone Shaper. We can maybe pull this through. So that is a no-brainer. The question is now, how do we deal with this without dying? Oh jeez, does he have lethal here? I want to trade here. And I want to freeze everything. But, we have to do this. That has to happen. I'll rather do this. Lose that 2 damage. Then direct trade. Yeah, we're going to do this. And he might have a consecration. I mean, at this point I need to hedge. If I don't trade here, I'm just dead, aren't I? Let's just do that, and that means that we get to resist 2 turns with this Tolfair. 2 attacks with the Ashbringer in an ideal world where he has absolutely no answer whatsoever. Hoping for a huge monster. It is not a huge monster what we get. It is very upsetting monster what we get, but still not a huge deal. Takes a hit with the Ashbringer. That's fine. This is rough. I'm still hoping for that big game hunter to do a thing.
Yummy fish.
Let's give it there, I suppose. So now we have the option. I think we want to freeze this thing. We're going to freeze this thing strategically. We're going to try for that to buff something for big game hunter to connect. That is the strategy. This is the desperate lengths at which I am going right now. Freezing that thing, hopefully he'll place a 4 attack minion, and that will be buffed so that big game hunter connects. That will be beautiful, and even if I lose after that, I'll be okay with it, man. I'll be alright with that loss if we manage to kill a big, get a big game hunter connection with that kind of strategy. Of course, there's the option of it landing on the dude, but maybe we get lucky. God damn it! Put another buff on it, please. That would be fantastic. If you put another buff on that, that will be just swell. It will be fantastic. Fantastic deal for me. Not gonna do it, are you? You motherfucker. You son of a bitch. Alright, so I need a spell. Come on, Alchemist. This is a spell. Give me a fantastic AoE. You gave me a potion of polymorph. Womp, 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 womp. So now, this is an enemy, right? It's not just a minion? Yeah, freeze the target. Yeah. So, we don't want... We're playing this so that this thing gets the extra attack, and that is a good trade right there. Makes me salty. Well, we kind of have to do it. In this horrendous trade, but we kind of have to do it, and he is on 1 card left. So right now we have the board. He has Ashbringer and he's frozen. It's not terrible. I mean, whatever he's playing now, he's going to get polymorphed. So hopefully he has something amazing, and he will be extremely leery of playing something big. So at least we won the battle of 1 more turn. We are very much just counting on him not top decking something amazing. Right now, as it stands, we have the victory. If we are able to keep fire blasting those dudes and going face with what we got. This is a very much contested thing. That's just a 1-1. It's not a big deal. We'll obviously fire blast it. We need to kill the 1-3, otherwise the 4-1 will go to F. So, right now, what we have in the deck. Fireness Portal will be really helpful. The Skulking Geist is a body. Abomination will be okay. The Steam Surger will be okay. Fireball, it would let me move up the clock here. I think the best I got right now, it would have been the Arcana Smith, but we got this instead. And that is fine. That is fine. That means that my Wraith does not die to 1 damage, so I'm okay with that. No, wait, this is +1 attack. Which I'm fine with. At this point, we need this body on the board. Because 5 + 3 is 8, +2. This is lethal. I need to play it. If he plays a giant taunt, I am completely screwed. But we need that body on the board so we have the lethal next turn. Somehow we managed to survive all that horrendous barrage, and I might still die because the Bone Mare did not go face that one turn. So that could happen. That could totally happen. But he's going face with that, so that probably means we are safe. Please don't destroy me, Matt Mog. Please don't destroy me. I'll be very, very sad if you have an answer to what I got on the board right now. This was a very hard fought battle, one way or another. Well played, Mad Mog. If I lose, this was a great game. I will be very, very happy. Thank goodness. Wow, amazing. Well done, Matt Mog. I am happy with this game. That was fantastic. Very hard fought. Beautiful stuff. Hey. Project JMY, we're going to destroy you, maybe, hopefully. Through the amazing power of editing, you did not see that this is... You know, maybe I keep the 2 free drops? It's questionable. Maybe I keep both, and I'll have turn 2, turn 3, and then turn 5, maybe with the coin. I'm down with this. I'm not one to throw away good 3-mana 3/4s, and the Gluttonous Ooze can also calm down. Through amazing power of editing, you have transported yourself a whole week forward that this arena run has sat dormant. So I have a whole bunch more money because I've been doing my due diligence. Jeez, calling out the Ice Walker to stem the tide here. I doubt it. I'm not gonna do that. Maybe I'll just coin out the Cold Wraith next turn. That is a better response, I would say. Been a whole week since I started this arena run. Hopefully I will not suffer terribly at the hands of Project JMY. Both Ice Walkers, both Cold Wraiths. It's not a good response to put down this Ice Walker. It's not a terrible response, but I think I'm just going to put out the Cold Wraith. Thing is though, next turn, Gluttonous Ooze, I guess. Let's do this. Let's try to just take it easy. It is that Secret Keeper is not that big a deal. Hopefully he won't have a secret to play on that way. He gets that super good trade. For now, this cold piece of garbage is going to just hold the fort, maybe. We do get to kill a book, and you know, it is always important to destroy culture at all turns. It's very, very important stuff. I might Fire Blast that ghoul. And then coin out the other Ice Walker. That feels kind of dumb, though.
I wonder.
1, 2, then he gets there with a Fire Blast. He can kill everything. Then he just put out the 3/4, and everything will be fine. Everything will turn out just fine. Right now, what we're concerned about is not about getting the amazing value of getting more cards. We are just fighting for the board. That is all that we're trying to do here. And I am a-okay with losing that filthy thing. And hopefully the Ice Walker, the other Ice Walker, will remain untouched. And... ooh, sweet deal. That is fantastic stuff. Let's freeze that one. Play the other Cold Wraith. Awesome stuff. And we get to kill that piece of garbage. Beautiful combo. That is one of the better draws we could have gotten. Though we already had a play to keep going forward, but much better to do something like that. Feeling good. Maybe Project JMY, Project Juice Must Yearn. That was a a very fringe movement of the 60s. They must yearn for cash, I suppose. That was super weak, my bad. Anyway, we have a frozen ghoul. That is fantastic. That's good stuff. We can now keep it frozen, or we can destroy this filthy creature. Or we can just play that Silverhand's Knight. Decisions are hard. We could just play this 3-3. Freaking neck napper. It's a pain in the butt. Let's just put this out. So we can Fire Blast the 3-1. Okay with it. That's okay to do, I think. And we'll take... we'll continue trading with everything. Continue destroying all of his minions. That was pretty free, that Egg Napper. I mean, it's basically a free card, right? It does give him the ability to trade with this Happy Ghoul, but we have plenty of stuff on the board. So, at the cost of losing a bunch of tempo, I don't think it was a bad trade at all. Just take it easy. Try to take the long game here. We got one of the draws. That is great stuff. It's hard to get this draw in Arena. Even Constructed, you probably can get it way more reliably. Ooh, what you got in your deck? You don't have a Divine Shield. Well, that is a fantastic piece of news. I'm very happy about it. And that kind of stinks of volcanic potion right there. That smells of volcanic potion. Absolutely disgusting. Probably just throw out the Skulking Geist. It is a 4/6 and uses up all my mana. Alternative is Cabal Chemist. Fire Blast is pointless. Let's do that. Or we can Silver Knight coin Fire Blast, but that makes no sense at all. So, Skulking Geist, maybe we can destroy something off his deck. As some useful spell of some description. For now, we have the fat people on the board. Wonder if there's an actual animation that destroys. I should have looked at the card count. Since I drew a card, yeah, he has no 1-mana spells in his deck. He had nothing to be destroyed. That's too bad. No, if I even wanted to, because usually 1-mana spells are kind of trash. It's all a tool to destroy the freaking Jade Druids. That's all it is. And also, you could argue Miracle Rogue. It gives them a lot less room to cast cheap spells. But not something that's going to completely destroy them in their tracks. We can free stuff. We can just play stuff. I am concerned about the existence of a Flame Strike, even though it's not nearly as threatened as it used to be. We probably want to just... Yeah, let's do this. Just put down the biggest thing I have. Since I have the board right now, it's best to play on the really slow stuff while I have the chance. I don't think that was a bad choice, but we could have gone a whole bunch of different ways here. And that was simply the way that I chose to go. Trying to play a little bit around Flame Strike, dropping a body that has more than 4 health. Because the Silverhand Knight would have been obliterated. And everything on my board would have had 4 health. So I don't think that is a bad idea. Even though Flame Strike is not offered nearly as much these days. They nerfed that sometime in Ungoro, I believe. It's really still not bad policy to play around Flame Strike. So here we can choose to either get the trade. I think the Fireball, we want to keep it for when it's going to get us out of a bind, right? So let's simply keep taking those trades, putting out big bodies. I am fine with this. I would rather keep the Fireball for when it will actually destroy an actual threat, as opposed to me being able to continue being efficient with how I use my cards here. That Fireball could totally save my anus in the future. If I get completely obliterated, my board somehow gets destroyed to oblivion. I mean, that does not look like a very good thing. Yeah, that Mana Wraith is an okay investment, I would say. It's an okay thing to destroy with this Fireball. Go with the Mana Wraith kill. Because I want to keep destroying everything on the board. So let's do it. This out. again. Oh, that was poor meteor placement. Oh, that was super bad meteor placement. Whoopsie. Should have played this guy right here, and that way he would get a much worse trade out of a meteor. And he's considering, he's totally doing it. He's gonna do it. I really like the meteor animation. I don't feel as salty about it when it happens because the animation is so freaking badass. But it doesn't even look like it has a meteor. Fantastic, that's great. That meteor would have been absolutely atrocious if it had happened. And, ooh, okay. I was about to say, maybe start just going ham on face, but nah. We're going to go for this. That's the most efficient thing to do here, I think. I think that we're not playing around Flamestrike no more, but this is... I'm feeling pretty confident this is quite the victory. Even Flamestrike will not stop this train from crashing all our poor Project Juice may yell. Face. It's going to be absolutely obliterated here. Even Flamestrike cannot help you. Project JMY. That is death right there. Oh, okay, you have an Ice Walker, and therefore you have bought another turn. So we had not... No. Yeah, we can put him at 1. We can put him at 0. Actually, let me play more cards so I can level up. Just being an asshole. Not being an asshole. Actually, that was not lethal, but probably it will be very close to lethal. In fact, with the Felfire Potion, I'm just trying to play the cards. That's the reason why I did that. I'm not being an asshole delaying the turn or nothing. I'm just playing that card so I can level up further, because I need level 20 to be able to play in the Tavern Brawl. That was missed lethal because of the Felfire Potion, but I am fine. I mean, there is no possible way he can get out of this one. Is there? Famous last losing words. There's no way he can win this, but there surely is no freaking way. Maybe if he had kept a Flamestrike all along, and then he gets an even trade here, he gets to give... Yeah, okay, he has committed suicide. Well done, Project. Well played. Well played.
Well played.
It was a good game.
Asked for it.
Alright, Rain, you're going to get a Rain of Fire from Jaina right here. Take toss away all that trash. It's not trash, it's just super expensive. Hopefully we'll get something. Oh, nice. We get the Frost Wolf Grunt. Actually, I'm very happy with this hand, so I'm not going to bitch and moan about it. 6 wins is already more than I expected this deck to go. I thought, maybe we'll get 5 out of this. Well, that's upsetting. He is Priest, which means there's not much he can do with that. He can't heal it. A Frostwolf Grunt would be a 1-for-1 trade. An Ice Walker will be fine. I think the Ice Walker is the way to go here. There you go. We get a possible kill on this Argent Squire, and then be able to freeze something else maybe. Have no turn 2 play, please. That will be fantastic. I'll be very pleased with that. But it does seem like he has something to... Ooh, that's very nice for him to have. As in, it's a bad thing for me, but it's very nice for him. We might have to Fire Blast that, because that can snowball like crazy. I would rather that didn't happen. So, I guess we'll go that way. I really hate going that way, but we're going that way. And this play right here might be what loses me the game. The falling behind on the board thing, it could not be an issue whatsoever. But it could be fatal. It could prove a terrible, terrible thing. I am cool with that. The Elemental actually took care of the freaking Snowball capabilities and the Divine Shield of the 2-2. So I'm perfectly fine with what just happened. Tuskar Fisherman plus the Glacial Shard makes me happy. There you go. It sucks that he can destroy the 2-1 almost for free. But... what option do I have? I don't have much of a choice here. We just gotta keep putting as much on the board as possible. And he would have been able to destroy the Frostwolf Grunt for free too with the freaking spiders. So not much of an optimal choice here. And we do get the Fire Blast possibility if all goes to crap. I'm hoping that he heals the spider instead of having a turn 4 play. But he had a turn 4 play, which I was about to say it might even get polymorphed. But it didn't happen. It didn't need it to happen because it's only taunt. So here we have another choice of, do I destroy a spider? Do I try to get ahead on the board? What do I do? Maybe Frost Wolf Grunt. Fire Blast. Get the trade with the, what's his name, Tuskar Fisherman. And then I will have a 2-1 on the board against 1-3 at 2-2. Either that or a Frostwolf Grunt against a 1-3, 1-1 and a 2-2. Either way, they're pretty similar plays, but this one is not as free as the other. So maybe I should have gone for the both. That might have been the way to go. I really didn't want to waste 1 mana, so I don't know. It's debatable. You could have gone one way or another. Hopefully, the Silverhand Knight will be able to contest the board a little bit more. And if he pulls out something gigantic, we'll have the Polymorph. Of course, in turn 8, we'll have a fantastic, at least 2-for-1. So, not losing. I mean, I am losing right now, not by much at all. But he is certainly in control. Rain is able. Oh, jeez. That's a pretty bad one. Still, I wouldn't say that is worth. That's not worth a polymorph, I don't think. So let's pull this out, and he can trade very handsomely with it. But it is not a disaster still. It can be, if I were this person, I would put the smaller bodies on the 4-4. And then keep a 5-2 on the board. But of course he has a Dark Iron Dwarf, so this is starting to look pretty grim now. I do have the Bone Mare, so maybe the Bone Mare can save my asshole. But of course we need a body on the board, and right now I have nothing. So I might be forced to polymorph. Alright, this is, I think... Shadow War Pain is a loss. Not a loss 100%, but... it will be pretty disastrous, Shadow War Pain here. Even then, if he doesn't have it, he gets a very tidy trade here with the big bodies. And only an Abomination is... it's getting close to that point where only an Abomination right here will actually be able to save me. Get an AoE potion, please. Don't get a good one. For your situation right now, probably a potion of Polymorph if he's thinking about it so much. Yes? No? Yes? Oh, you son of a bitch. You got a good potion for you. At least it's one of the shit potions, but... not terribly pleased with how that went down. Things are getting pretty grim. We're gonna have to... we certainly need to Fire Blast that, or we will die. And at least we get this to continue surviving. Alternative play. Polymorph the 5-4. Put down the veteran just to keep going. That feels kind of dumb though. So if he doesn't kill this red mana worm, we might have a chance, in fact. If he goes old face here, we might have a chance to survive. Of course he won't, because he gets a free kill on this mana worm. But the Charged Devil Sword, if in the... yeah, it's a total free trade. It would be silly not to go for it, but... we do get to put the Bone Mare on this guy. That is terrible. Do a Fireball now. We might have to go for that, but he probably has something even bigger. Alternative, Charged Devil Sword, still get completely trounced. We kind of had to go this route, the Polymorph Fireball route.
I wonder.
Much as he pains me, it's the only way we can actually survive, I think. Because if we give the Bone Mare to this, he just destroys it, and then he has 6/6 was 1/1/1 and 3/3 on the board. It is debatable. One way or another, this is extremely dire straits. The Abomination can save me. Is there something else that can save me right here? Meteor will be helpful, but not so much against a board full of tiny bodies. Oh man, he has a dragon in hand. So definitely that dirty rat is not going to come to my help, as my savior. Dragon of Operative, and he gets another dragon. Nice. Yeah, this is total loss. This is no way I can survive this. The Abomination, still, yeah, it won't save me because he just uses the small guys. I don't think there's any outs right now. And we get a Steam Surger, so there's no reason to continue. So let's play as many cards as possible, right? Let me verify there's no way to continue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that is too much damage going in. This taunt gets obliterated. He just hits me with the other 2 remaining ones. So there's nothing I can do. Let's simply play as many cards as I can, which is only 2 cards. So, there's nothing I could have done. Too bad. So did I lose when I chose to Fire Blast at the very beginning instead of putting down one more body? Was that the thing that made me fall behind? I would say that it would have been a loss one way or another. I don't think I can point at anything I've done in this one and say that it was a misplay. You could have gone different ways, but I don't think I misplayed through it all. I like to analyze losses much more than I like to analyze wins. I like to always pay attention what I might have done wrong. I might make the same mistake in the future, but you know, the effort is there. I am trying so hard. Ethereal Arcanist, be gone. Never show your disgusting blank face ever again. I really hope I don't draw you ever again. This hand is not the greatest. And the thing is, the previous game we had a fantastic hand, but that priest, man, he had it under control the entire way. I think what actually lost me the game was in the very, very early game, that 2/2 Divine Shield Argent Squire. That was the swing. I mean, obviously all the other stuff also lost me the game. What I'm trying to say is, that was the swing. I think I want to be greedy and maybe get that Tolver Stone Shaper activation. If it weren't Rogue, I would play the Glacier Shard, I think. But it's just silly, I think. It's silly to lose the value of the Tolver Stone Shaper just to have a 2/1 that gets daggered. It makes no sense to me. And we really did not get that punished about it. So I think we want to ice her face and Fire Blast the Crocolisk. That way we get a good trade here. And of course we get the activation for the Tolver. This is not looking bad at all. I thought that I had a terrible hand, but thankfully he had a slow start, which is just having 1/2 drop. That is not great. That's a slow start, apparently. But looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 20 billion from here on out. And Rogue, we might be able to take away some of his good tools, the 1-mana spells that he might have. What 1-mana spells? Oh man, Sinister Strike. We can totally take that away. Actually, I will be super happy to take away some deadly poisons. Oh, alright. That's fine. He had to spend a rope to... spend a card to do that. So, the freeze was totally helpful. We had to do this. Basically, right now, our plays are autopilot. Well, there will be a decision. Do I Cold Wraith Fire Blast or do I Ray Mana Worm? That will be the decision to be made here. And that is what just happened. It's perfectly fine. Here's the Steam Surger. Here's the Cold Wraith. I think the Fire Blast is totally pointless. So keep playing those fat minions. Attack that filthy creature. Of course he gets a good trade here with the 2/2 on dagger, but shrug. This is the way it goes. We should be able to have a body for Bone Mare to land. Hopefully the Skulking Geist will not get destroyed. We don't want to play that Bookworm. I could play the Bookworm in the sense that, maybe it will help me out. Ooh, a Bird-Tide Hydra, you say. That is upsetting to see. I was really hoping for some kind of freeze. That would have been nice. But I think that the Big Time Racketeer might be the way to go. Skulking Geist might be the way to go. It really doesn't matter. It does it. In theory, he's unable to destroy everything. Let's think about it. Because obviously the Bitter-Tide Hydra will go to the Skulking Geist. The Hydra goes down to 8/4. In theory, we'll have this Mana Worm to be able to destroy it and stay alive, maybe, with a Bone Mare. I don't think it matters much. We are losing the body one way or another. He'll probably swing his dagger at this thing. Is there any Steam Surgeon can't really. I'm going to go for this, for the possibility of drawing Meteor and maybe killing that Bittertide Hydra that way. You could debate it either way, and I don't think either was the worst play. You could have said, let's save your Ogre from the Hydra, but the possibility of Meteor means that I could kill this for, quote, free. And this gives a little bit more chance of getting a body for the Bone Mare. So, could have gone one or another. I don't think this was a bad one. For mana 4/4 is not terribly disturbing. It is now a 4 mana 5/5. Still not horrible. I am fine with it. The Bone Mare will take care of it pretty handily. And there's the Meteor. I think, yeah, that is a no-brainer, right? It destroys 2 big minions. Leaves me with a 4/4 on the board. Alternative, of course, is the Bone Mare. Leaves me with a 5/5. Let's go with the Bone Mare, I think. I have a body to land this on. You always want to take that, I think. And the Bittertide Hydra hopefully will get destroyed by the worm, and I'll be just fine with that. I don't know. This might have been the worst way to go, but I'm fine with this. This line is fine. And of course the Meteor can get amazing value, so hopefully we can get something even better from that beautiful, beautiful falling star, falling asteroid. +1 to attack and destroys him. Do I have something to go with it? The Geist? No, I want the 5-drop. Really wanted this Steam Surger to be activated. What else? What other elementals do we have? We have the 2 Ice Walkers.
I wonder.
Is that it? That looks like it. 2 Ice Walkers to activate this Steam Surger. Really wanted to activate this Steam Surger, but I think this is too good a trade to pass. It's a good Meteor target, though, and leaves the 5/5 on the board. But he has so many cards, I think I want to get more value out of the Meteor. So let's do it like this. Also alternative, go with the Cold Wraith. But it's getting close to endgame and not having enough cards. So I would rather have a drawn card than the Flame Geyser, I think. What do you think? I will be interested to know the actual value that you attribute to a Flame Geyser versus just draw a card. I guess that depends on the value of your deck, how good your cards are, but I would say drawing a card in general is going to be more valuable than deal 2 damage, summon a Flame Elemental. That's probably better. And both of those things get activated by the Ice Walker. So it's not like we had a more likelihood of one or the other. Now I think this is a fine Meteor. I think it has come the time to Meteor this guy. Of course we do have a Fireball, but the Fireball can go face. Let's do that. It does get a coin, which is upsetting. But this puts him down to 12, which gives me 2-turn lethal. So that is, I think, the priority here. We needed that Meteor tempo. The alternative would have been to continue trading and lose ground on the board, so I don't think that was a bad choice at all. He got that fantastic Shadow Strike top deck, so now he is on the lead. Thankfully, his Lucky Dude Buccaneer wasn't able to pull through. I think this Abomination is a fantastic thing to put down. Because he needs... It will destroy the Lucky Dude. The Skulking Geist. Plus the Cold Wraith. Skulking Geist Fireball that thing. I really want to keep the face damage though. Let's do this. I'm actually putting down this thing. Because we want to burn him down. He is starting to get a little too high on cards. I'm falling behind. Of course, if I had kept the Cold Wraith to maybe draw the card, it would have kept up with the cards, but with the card count, the hand advantage. But I don't think this was a bad call. If he has a backstab, he ruins my board. And he gets 10 mana to play whatever the hell he wants. But this does 2 damage to face, which puts him 3 turns away from dying, or next turn if he has no taunt. He has a taunt, motherfucker. Son of a bitch. You know, it was a good call, I think. He gave us 2 turn lethal, and that is great. So, we have an option here to either get the trade. Yeah, we're getting this trade. Yeah. That's a great one. Indeed. On Fire Blast face, we are very, very close to get that kill. He needs to continue destroying our board or he will not be able to survive. This is a very likely win. Of course, not one yet. He could heal himself. He could put a bunch of taunts and really awful stuff. Ooh, we could get totally screwed by an Eviscerate here. This durability. What are you doing here? 5 mana. What? Alright, we're good. Victory for Sylvanas. Fantastic stuff. Like I said before, not being an asshole, just playing cards to level up more. Because that's how you, if you're not aware, how you get experience in Hearthstone in the level up thing. It's by played cards. So the more cards you play in a game, the more experience you're going to get. Fantastic stuff. There's another quest completed. Let's see if we can get past 7 wins. That would be awesome. 2-drop and 3-drop. I'm cool with that, even though not the greatest 2-drop. But this is, I feel, more of a late game card. As in, it's okay to put on turn 2. Oh, geez. With a 12-year Stone Shaper, I'm probably going to skip that turn 2. Depends on what he plays, I think. If we need to contest something, like a 1 health minion, will? No, that would be kind of stupid. Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm so happy about... Oh, jeez, do I ride the dragon here? Do I chase the dragon and play this? No, that is the answer to that question. Not gonna happen. And hopefully he doesn't play something terribly intimidating. Please Fire Blast my face. That would be so fantastic. Okay, I'm fine with this. We're activating the Tolver, even though he gets a pretty easy trade. But it does force him to Fire Blast on turn 3, which is 100% fine by me. Please do it. Okay, he does do it. All right. 1 mana play, not terribly intimidated by that. He did kill my dude, but the Tolver is activated turn 4 for mana, free 5 taunt, Divine Shield. Great stuff. And maybe we can carry on from here. This is the way that the previous game went, and that went pretty damn well. So. Maybe we can make something fantastic happen. He might fireball that, and I would also be okay with that. That would be a fine outcome for this Tolver to eat a fireball to the face. So we have the possibility of fire blasting and Gluttonous Ooze, but the 5-drop I think is the easy one here. Another alternative will be Cabal Chemist, but I don't think that's a fancy idea. I think we just play the highest mana minion, kill, get the good trade, move on. And here he is taking 3 damage on that water elemental, so if he plays a high health minion, I will not hesitate to meteor the crap out of him. 12-year Stone Shaper, he is actually activated, so not great. Not super fond of what just happened. Glacial Shard. We might keep this Glacial Shard as long as we can. Just to be able to get those draws from the Cold Wraith. Hoping for a good potion. We're taking this trade pretty straight on. Not feeling too bad about it. Alternative would be the Big Time Racketeer and do nothing. That is not too bad of an idea. Big Time Racketeer, do nothing. And he might destroy me. He gets too much of a good trade for the 4/4 though, so let's go the Cabal Chemist. Cabal Chemist, Blast Crystal Potion, one of the better ones, so I'm happy about that. Well, let's just take this trade, that's fine. Force him to Fire Blast is not that big a deal. He forced me to Fire Blast, made me take a suboptimal line, so it's really not that bad of an outcome if he needs to Fire Blast this 4/1. Of course, It would be nicer if he just plays something big so we can meteor the shit out of it. So let's see what happens with Kisuko. He's chosen to destroy my 4-1 and then play a 2-mana 2-3. That is great. Oh, okay. Why didn't you taunt everything? Are you protecting your elemental? That makes no sense to me. So a meteor destroys everything. I wouldn't be terribly heartbroken about meteoring this board. It's basically Flame Strike. Alternative would be take the trade with the 2-3 and then play a big guy. I think this meteor can do better than this. What do you guys think? I think this meteor can do better than this. Although I do have a lot of removal. I have destroy a random minion. He does have a whole bunch of cards in the hand. Since it's an okay trade, we're going to go for it. But let it be on the record, I have my doubts about this. I was extremely tempted to put down that meteor, but this might lead to better times in the future. Also, that opens up a Dirty Rat Meteor combo if we... Oh, well, okay. I think Dirty Rat would be a pretty good drop here. And the Meteor will take care of it one way or another. Hoping for that element to go face. That's good stuff. Do I dare this Dirty Rat? I think so. Just do it. Just do it! Alright. We get to kill an owl. Super duper. Destruction! Kaboom! And this 6 damage goes straight to the face. Because that Dirty Rat should be able to, along with the Fire Blast, should be able to destroy that elemental. So feeling pretty good about saving that Meteor for much more value. Great stuff. We still have the Blast Crystal Potion. We still have the Fireball. The Steam Surger should get activated with the Glacial Shard. I would like to keep the Glacial Shard for the Cold Wraiths, but we still have one Ice Walker in there. Oh boy, he has his own Meteor. Alright, that's fine with me also. That was not super duper value, so not terribly upset about what just happened. We want to play this so we get the Steam Surger. This is going to be a weak turn, but... Oh jeez, we probably should kill the Knife Juggler, but meh. What is going to do? Kill my 2-1? That's the only thing it can do. I don't really care. Hoping though that... Oh, alright. Well, that's weird. Why would you go for that? I would rather hope for those knives to land when you want them. That made no sense to me. That was a small misplay, but a misplay indeed. So now I can fireball that thing. Is it necessary though? I don't think it is. Probably Blast Crystal. I have so much removal. So much removal in hand. Yeah, let's do that. And I think I'll keep this fireball for going face. We'd love to obliterate Kisuko's face with a giant fireball. Really weak place otherwise. We all have just reactionary stuff in the hand. Ooh, that's a very good 5-drop to get. Man, he totally cleaned house there. So that fireball needs to happen now. Thankfully, he's running out of cards, but so am I. So not super duper excited about this game. We're winning. I would say we're winning kind of handily, but it still can go easily one way or another.
Drink the
Always so damn dreadful when that comes down. Oh, but you know what's gonna come down? The sky! Oh, so unnecessary. But did it anyway. This Ice Walker is going to stay in my hand as long as I can, so we can get the Cold Wraiths draws. They are super important right now. The good news here, that's a great potion that he got. I see, in the sense, great for us, that it's not all that threatening. The good news is that we're not going to get too screwed. Smith. Like, most of our draws are going to be pretty good. Probably want to freeze that. God damn it, if he has a Flame Strike, he will ruin me. But I think it's time to go all in. Go for it. This Flame Elemental, is there anything else that needs to be activated? I don't think so. So let's do this. Freeze that thing. And of course, it's going to buff his stuff. I am aware of this. But hopefully it won't be something enormous. Oh, jeez. Babbling Brook Blizzard. Nice. Lucky bastard. Too bad my freeze guy went away. But there is a frozen... Oh, these are my minions. So it won't... The cold dude is not going to do anything. So this Abomination is actually pretty bad for me. But we are in top deck wars right now. So that filthy monster. Top deck wars, and he's winning right now. At this very moment. He is on the victory side. He can destroy everything I have if I play the Abomination. If I don't play the Abomination, he gets basically a free trade, and he gets to keep the 2-1. Which will become much bigger. I could be giving up the board by not playing this Abomination. So basically he gets to keep a 2-1, that's about it. We're going to keep the Abomination because the Abomination might be the thing that swings the entire game now. It is top deck wars. Oh, he got a curator, don't draw anything, he draw 1. He draws 2! Well, that is not great news. Not great news at all. Well, this is terrible, and I feel terrible. We need to Fire Blast the 2-1. The Abomination is not going to do much anymore. I guess we're... Oh, jeez. Did I throw this game somehow? Did I maybe over... Yeah, I was overconfident with the Meteor throw. I was like, oh, there's no way I can lose this one. And I totally lost it, didn't I? I mean, it's not lost, but it's looking pretty grim right now. If I play the Abomination, he will 2-1 here, then he will destroy the Abomination. He gets a 7-4 left on the board. That can just obliterate me. Alternatively...
Time runs out on me.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to play this, throw this into there. Fire Blast. The 5... Eek. I don't know if that's the right call, but I'm giving myself the opportunity to Fire Blast one or the other. I would say that the 5-3 buffer is more of a threat than the 7-3 no buffer. But that Fire Blast could have gone one or the other, and it would have been terrible. If he polymorphs, though, I'm dead. If there's a whole bunch of outs here. We have a polymorph. We have some fat bodies, the Bone Mare. It's not going to do much, the Bone Mare, but the Charged Devilsaur would. I would very much appreciate a Charged Devilsaur here. It seems like he has no answer to this Abomination, which is very, very fortunate, because otherwise I would be dead if he had some way of direct removal there. I mean, we have a good health buffer, but not enough to withstand the assault of such terrible, terrible things. That Curator, that Babbling Brook Blizzard, then the Curator totally won him the game. But I think I threw before that by prematurely throwing that Meteor a little too eagerly. It was too much. Oh, jeez. Yeah, the Meteor was too eager. I thought, oh, we have this. But I should have waited for getting a little bit more value. He just dropped a giant thing. If we get a polymorph, I'll be able to. That is not good enough. I was like, man, that's awesome. But nope, 6-10. Ah, jeez. I mean, it's not even good enough to... It saves me a Fire Blast. That's all it does. And at this point, it's better to put down the 2-6, right?
What to do? What to do?
Yeah. I mean, this allows me to play both. So let's do it. But yeah, this is, I would say 30% throw, 70% amazing Blizzard plus Curator. That's what totally tipped the scale there from winning pretty handily to getting obliterated. At least though, the Cold Wraiths did not show up at any point until maybe the next draw. So it's not like I wasted my my dude, my freeze at will minion. Oh jeez, that's this cover. He's getting so much value out of this. Too bad. We can still win though. We can still win if we get lucky. A Polymorph. Bone Mirror would be fantastic. Please, Polymorph, show up. No, we get an Accurus, but well, we're still alive. Just barely. Just barely. We're still alive. Just Fire Blast that thing, and if we get a Polymorph, nah, he's gonna put me at 1. No, he can. Yeah, he can put me at 1 here. But he will then neglect Fire Blasting the 2-1. He'll totally put me at 1. That is what any sane person would do. What can possibly save me? There is nothing, right? There is nothing that will give me a point of health. Morp, morp, nothing I can do. Skulking Guys is certainly not the savior we were looking for. I wouldn't say it was a throw. It was close to a throw, not quite a throw. There was a misplay in the sense that I went all in when I shouldn't have. He's probably leveling up his own stuff. I'm not judging him for delaying the inevitable here. We got 7 wins. That's good enough for me. I'm not going to ask more than a freaking refund on our arena fee, so not going to be super salty. But I feel that one could have been a win if I had played a little bit differently. That being said, the Blizzard plus Curator totally ruined me. So, not a bad one. Not a bad one. I wouldn't chalk it up to a terrible play right there. 55, that's fantastic. Please give me more gold or dust. That would be cool. Yeah, this is a fantastic make your money back plus interest kind of thing. Open up that beautiful pack. What might we receive from the Frost Lords? Golden Rare? Mm-hmm. Give me those dust points. More. Oh, there's a rare. Mindbreaker. Mwah. The Shadow Ascendant, I'm cool with it. The Breath of Sindragosa. It's really not that bad. I thought that it was total trash. It's not terrible. It's like a poor man's Flame Cannon. It's not nearly as good as it used to be, Flame Cannon, but it's really not that bad. An okay pack. Certainly that dust will certainly help a lot. In the next episode, we're going to play the solo adventures, get that Death Knight. Also, we'll probably get to disenchanting all the trash that I've been accumulating, and maybe consider seriously what kind of deck we're going to put together. That will happen in the next episode. Until that moment, don't throw your games into the trash.